Alright guys, and welcome back to Fallout 4. This is Mod Showcase episode 27, and in this episode I will be showcasing the Rhino M1 Revolver Xbox One Edition. The mod author for this mod is Doom based, and he has brought other weapons to Fallout 4 such as the X200 Jaguar light machine gun. You can find this weapon by killing enemies and in some vendors' inventories. However, there is one definite spawn for this weapon, and that is the Quincy Police Station. So guys, I will go to the Quincy Police Station and acquire this weapon for free, and I will show off the location you can expect to find this weapon. Okay guys, so we are here in the Quincy ruins, and of course you will be... what the fuck? You will be fighting gunners. And they are quite highly leveled. This fucking thing here is a pain in my ass. It really is. So now at the minute I'm not actually having much luck fighting these gunners. Bloody hell, right, these guys are actually doing quite a lot of damage. Of course, Quincy Ruins is at the bottom of the map, therefore the enemies down here are quite powerful and highly leveled. Bastard. Fucking bastard. He's just prick up here with a fucking flashlight. Ah. Blind as a bat, so little pricks. Problem with this location is they actually spawn back quite fast, which is quite detrimental if you actually have any business in this lower part of the map. Of course, this is the Quincy Police Station over here, where those two gunners are currently located. There's one problem with combat armor. It really does resist the damage quite effectively. So it was quite difficult taking out that number of gunners from the location. I don't know what this load there is. Not exactly doing the best against these bastards. But I will do my best to taking out the rest of them before we get on with it. Also, as you can see, this is another mod that I have actually downloaded. It is, it was created by... What? Bethesda, you need to fix that fucking location out. It's really starting to get on my tits. But the mod that I have downloaded is an environmentally changing mod. It will change up the colour and the environment of Fallout 4. And I have to admit, it does make it look a lot more doom and gloom. Because Fallout 4 in its vanilla form is very colourful. You know, if a nuclear blast landed, you wouldn't see so much blue and so much vibrant colours. But with this mod, it will actually change up the environmental colours, changes up the weather, and some other aspects of Fallout 4. And the template of this mod is actually the earlier Fallout games, such as Fallout 2, and maybe I think there's a bit of Fallout 3 in the way that there's a greeny kind of texture. Bloody... Sorry boss. Shot an innocent mannequin. This video was completely turned into something different. In fact, let's go and locate the weapon, and I'll take out the rest of them fucking knuckle draggers with it. But as I was saying previously, this is the police station, and in order to acquire the weapon you come into the police station lockup. Okay, so this is the lockup. Just come running down in through here. And the Rhino pistol is sitting on the table. Also, there will be a quest for Nick Valentine, which will bring you to this location where you can acquire one of the holotapes for Eddie Winter. So guys, before I showcase the mods, I will actually showcase this weapon in combat. And it will be against high-leveled gunners, so you can get a fair idea of how this weapon will perform. It would appear as though I have not said the name of the environmentally changing mod. It is called the Moribund World Xbox One Edition, and it was created by Adrian Morrow. Ah, this is a single action fucking revolver. Shite. The siren sights are weird as hell. And it only has 3 rounds in a magazine. Great. Okay, so first of all, watching that fucking display, I would have to say that this weapon is not exactly the most damaging. Especially when you are high leveled, it's not going to do as much damage that you require against the enemies that you will face. It's unfortunate. Let me get it back out. 3 rounds in a magazine. That's fucking laughable. It's unbelievable. Like, what are you going to kill? Fucking mole rats? Look, nowhere near the amount of damage that you actually require to eliminate high-leveled targets. Good for the early Fallout 4 game. Not so good for the end game. Also, one problem with this weapon's location is it is located in the Quincy Ruins at the bottom of the map, an area you would usually only travel to at the end of the fucking game. A little bit pointless, really, unless you buy it from a vendor in the early game. You'd be better picking it up and throwing it at him. It looks really cool, I have to admit, the textures are really good. The sound of the weapon makes it sound more powerful than it actually is. Gives you a false sense of security. When in true fact, it sucks complete ass. It really does. Maybe it's because I'm fighting ridiculously overpowered gunners. But it truly does not offer the amount of damage that you actually require from an end game pistol. Something very nice to look at, but when it comes to actually performing in combat, you'd be better off with a Pickman's blade. Which is unfortunate. I actually had quite high hopes for this weapon. I really thought it was going to be something quite good. Problem is, half a round of that, you're going to have to reload the pistol. That's unfortunate. And it's single action, so its fire rate is incredibly slow. That means damage per second is reduced. The effectiveness of this weapon at taking out multiple targets is reduced. Also, the effectiveness of this weapon at taking out one target quickly is also reduced. Oh, get up the fucking stairs, you knuckle dragger. Well, I don't know why I'm saying that, I'm the one controlling him, but I'm having difficulty today. Well, he's finally dead. It's truly unfortunate at how ineffective this weapon is. I honestly thought that it was going to be incredibly good considering it has 158 damage. And I can only assume that this is unmodified. But let's get back to Sanctuary and see if there are any modifications available for this weapon. Okay guys, so we're actually back in Sanctuary, and this can give us a more clear indication of just how much the Moribund World Xbox One environmental modification actually makes to this game. Makes it look a lot more post-apocalyptic. It's a lot darker, a lot more threatening. So I would highly recommend downloading this mod. Especially if you've made it this far in this video, I would say that is probably one of the best mods of this episode. It is incredibly good. There probably are better, but this is one of the best that I've actually seen. And it really does make this a game that I believe is way too vibrant and way too colourful. It makes it a lot more threatening and post-apocalyptic. But let's see what weapon attachments are available for the Rhino M1 pistol. Okay, so if you go for an advanced receiver, you're increasing your damage massively, especially once you've acquired all the perks that increase the damage of pistols. That's 289 damage. Barrels, you have a standard and a Rhino barrel. Increases range and damage. However, it also increases the weight of the weapon. Grips, you have standard and lightweight. Sights, standard sights from Fallout 4 Vanilla's game. However, you also get a Rhino scope. You have night vision scopes, reflex sights and a recon scope. And you can change the colour of the weapon from orange, black, green and pink. Bloody Nora, that looks fucking unreal. Seriously, how the hell did Bethesda release this game looking the way that it did whenever this was an option? Fucking hell, right. Guys, I have to say that this is actually quite a good mod. I have enjoyed using it. However, whenever you get to my level, which is over level 100, it just does not perform as well. It's enjoyable to use if you like weapons that offer damage but are also quite challenging to use. This is the one for you. However, I would have to recommend it for the early or mid-range of the game. You know, it's better than the 44 Magnum in terms of damage, it's better looking, and it's actually a lot more enjoyable to use. But guys, whenever you get to the end of the game and you start to fight higher leveled enemies, this weapon just does not perform the way that you require. However, thanks very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.